And now, ladies and gentlemen, Rick Hard with his rendition of Broken Dreams.
What's that metronome I hear? Perhaps the end is drawing near. One never hears the short that takes them down. I'm running out of time, but I won't say goodbye. 'Cause what is yours once was mine, and I dream broken dreams, but I'll make them come true. I'll take my title back from Lou.
Whoa, 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 whoa. No. Because I'm the champ. And I'm the champ now. And acknowledge me. Welcome to TFS Pod, always on the Stuff You Show podcast. It's 24/7 Lou, and that's
Ricard saying the wrong person won at Clash at the Castle.
And that's
The one-man band, and not a bad song.
Thank you.
welcome, folks, to TFS Pod, always known as a Few Show podcast. In this episode, we will be doing a recap of Clash at the Castle. But first, let me tell you something from the highest mountain to the lowest valley and everywhere in between. We are the beasts of the East, the best in the West. You are listening to TFS Pod, your girlfriend's favorite show, and you know it. That's all. That's someone else's promo. Anyway. Yes, and this, like I said, once again, we're going to be talking about WWE's Clash at the Castle, which was held about a few days ago. Don't want to give out the day we record. And there was a big show in Cardiff, Wales. And, yeah, let's get to that stuff in a second there. But before we get to all that, I love this part. The one-man band, give us that line that everybody loves.
Rick Hard, get the scoreboard!
All right, folks. I'm looking at the scoreboard, and it's nothing but broken dreams here.
I was about to say that. I was about to get the scoreboard of Broken Dreams.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Well, folks, we had a tiebreaker this past Saturday, and it was not in my favor because in first place is 24/7 Lou, now with the lead at 12 points.
Yeah!
He's got the baker's dozen. Oh, man. Anyways, right behind me, I still got my 11 points. I am in second place, unfortunately. Kind of a transitional title reign for me, if I'm being honest, but I'll get it back.
Temporary holder.
I still got to do the math to see if my title reign was longer than Jay Fuse, but I don't think it was.
Oh, boy.
Following us at third place is the one-man band at 8 points.
All right.
Spoiler alert, he had a pretty good weekend.
Yeah.
More on that later. Following him is tied for fourth place, and by my understanding, that doesn't change. It is Main Event Jeff and Jay Few, both at 7 points. Closely behind them, and what was not a good weekend for him either, is Big Al at 4 points. Then you got the randomizer at 2 points. Not a good year for the randomizer. That's a good thing for wrestling. And everyone else is at 0.
Including Bogey.
That's the scoreboard. Back to you, Lou.
There we go. Okay, yeah, excellent news on that scoreboard. But yeah, I know what you mean about this one. But we'll get to that one at the end. But let's start off the show with they had a preview matchup. Pre-show matchup, which was who was it again? Madcap Moss, Street Profits. What do you call it?
It was
Alpha
Austin
Academy
Theory,
and Austin Theory.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Yeah, they lost they lost to the Street Profits and Madcap Moss to open the show up out in Cardiff. Again, this weekend they pushed it so hard for like the longest. You know, I want to add this one thing before I ask you guys for your opinion on this stuff. like this show between pay-per-view events, they push it for so hard, and I don't know. At the end, I guess we'll talk about how we felt about it. But so far on this show, this pre-show match, what do you think about it so far with what was going on?
I didn't catch it, honestly. There weren't any points up for grabs. I hear it was what it needed to be as a pre-show. Right. My understanding is the Faces won.
Yeah. All right, so
standard pre-show stuff.
All right, so let's to get everybody in there. So let's kick it off with I think this one was let me see how the predictions battle was on this one. Okay, it was Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Alexa Bliss versus. Now we find out they have a name called Damage Control, which is Bayley, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai. So in our preview episode, we didn't know the name of that team. What was one of the arguments I think you made that, like, is this a real team? Because they don't even have a name.
He said like no team that has a name that does not have a name is gonna win.
Oh, yeah, I did. All right, so the breakdown was we had a 50-50 split. I'm not gonna do the sound effect today. We only do that when we actually do predictions.
Yeah.
It was me and Big Al. We went Team Belair, and I went Team Belair specifically because they didn't give Team Bayley a team name or a faction name. And I was like, that's not a good sign. They already lost the women's tag titles in the finals for that tournament. So I was just like, yeah, they're gonna get the same treatment as the Riot Squad. You know, they're there, but they're there to put people over. Boy, was I wrong.
I remember for this one, I went first in the predictions. And we had to make our predictions on this one. And I remember I said that, yeah, like you have a team together, you brought Bayley back, you got to do something with them. And I didn't feel that it was a time for them to lose to a team that could have taken a hit of Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka. That Bayley's team was new, it was fresh, it was showing up on SmackDown, and I didn't feel like it was a time for them to lose just like that. I remember that's what I said. I don't know what was your take on it? The one-man band.
Well, I said that the fact that they came out at SummerSlam and they came out as strong as they did, and my theory, which was proven correct, by the way, was that not only did I say that Bayley's team, I didn't know that they were going to be called Damage Control, but I'm going to say it now. Damage Control, the fact that they became a team, and not only did they become a team, that I said that they were going to pin the champ.
Oh yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. The champ got the pin. She got pinned. So I felt pretty good about that one.
Yeah, there we are, and that's where we had we took our lead there in this one.
I'll go a step further here. They didn't get the Riot Squad treatment. I looked at the match, and they were booked pretty much like the Shield.
Yeah.
Team Belair was divided. Like, all right, so confession, I came in 5 minutes into the match, I want to say, or roughly that amount of time, and Asuka wasn't on the apron. Alexa was getting the beating. And I'm just like, I thought to myself, did somebody get like attacked before this match or something? Turns out they just isolated Asuka beforehand and she was just recuperating on the apron. But like at no point was anybody on Bianca Belair's team like all cohesively working together. It would always be 2-on-3, 1-on-3.
Yeah.
Especially at the end there. At the end there where Bianca took like 3 finishers back to back. Yeah, that's classic like trios Shield booking there. It's just, yeah, we beat the champ and 2 pretty impressive former champs, by the way.
Yeah.
And with that pin of Bianca Belair, will we see something later on the road with Bayley? That leaves that door open there.
Yeah, they're setting it up for Bayley to get a title shot, I think.
So
I think she told Belair, like, I'll face you on my time. Ooh. We're not doing the title match right now.
Yeah, I think it was something along those lines.
All right,
yeah, so she's in Belair's head, basically.
So let's see where this leads up to on SmackDown, the post Cardiff show, I guess. All right, so let's go to the next match, which was a lot of slapping going on around, a lot of meat slapping.
Oh Shout out to Jeff. Shout out to Jeff for that one.
It was Gunther versus Sheamus in the for the Intercontinental Championship, And let's see. I want to see one thing on this one. One-man band. What was your take on this match?
Well, I had said I think I was the lone person that was going for Sheamus on this one.
Yes.
Let me see.
Yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
you in the randomizer. You're in the randomizer.
Oh, okay.
No,
okay. Well,
no, the randomizer went Gunther.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. That's a 5. I wrote.
Yeah, this is a 5. This is a 5v1.
yeah. So I honestly thought that I was onto something because I said, Sheamus is not that far from there, from Ireland, So, and the crowd was hot for him. I mean, the crowd was apparently very, very
Dude.
behind him.
When I heard that crowd reaction for
True,
Sheamus,
true,
I
true.
was like,
Yeah.
oh man,
Yeah, I was right about. I was worried about my pick.
OMB's gonna get the damn win on
Yeah,
this one.
that is so
Listen,
true.
Yeah.
people were half booing when Gunther won.
Yeah.
I was
so,
like, wow, this is odd.
Yeah, so that tells you a lot, like that they had plans, they had some very, very, strong ideas, but ultimately, I didn't get the win, but that's okay. You know me. So one thing about me, I do not mind going for the Hail Marys.
No, that's good because it works out sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. And I know your logic during that prediction show was, they're out in UK. You're near where where you're from. You might get the victory. I know. I understood it, and I know I was going against it, and I know I was also risking it too. By the way, because we have it's. I know it's not the Vince booking anymore. It's the Triple H booking now. So yeah,
Right.
you don't know which way to go with it until you see it.
Well, you got to remember also, Sheamus had a world title run with Triple H. So you have to remember that he won the title right in the Roman era. Sheamus 515.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, it was a bold pick, and I know you were going on that theme, and it could have gone that way, but we'll find out later on.
Oh, the booking for that match was superb. I honestly think that match was close to. If it wasn't for the main event, that would have been my match of the night. Honestly,
I think a lot of people said that was match of the night.
Yeah,
it's just the main event. The main event had a spot that just really won me over. We'll get to that.
Okay.
But there was something about the opener was Imperium was back together.
Yeah, that's the other big news on this one.
You had the lackeys even in numbers at this point, and you didn't have it being weird with I forget what they call themselves now. I remember them by their actual Imperium names, Eichner and Bartel. They had them fighting on the outside. Did the same thing. They mirrored what they did on SmackDown 2 weeks prior.
It's Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser.
There we go.
They
had those two fighting Butch and
Ridge Holland.
Ridge Holland. There you go. They were fighting on the outside. On the outside, Sheamus and Gunther are just staring daggers through each other, not moving, and then it just turns into a slugfest.
Yeah, man.
They eventually beat each other up. The 10 beats of the Ballroom, the Chop Fest. It's just.
Now again, it looked like Sheamus was going to take this one, but it did make Walter look strong. For the fans who did not know who Gunther was from NXT. So
they knew who Gunther was. They knew who Walter was for sure because they were chanting Walter stuff.
Oh yeah, well no, I meant for the TV fans with the craziness of the previous guy who was there who didn't know what was going on. But the fans know. The fans know who Walter and Gunther is. But the previous guy who was running all these shows didn't know who that was. So it made him look good under those new eyes of who's this Gunther? He's a champion, but who is? Wow, he's really good. Yeah, we knew he was good. Because as fans of NXT UK, we knew he was good, and we knew when he lost the title to Dragunov, whatever, at the beginning of 2 years ago it was an awesome match. It was an awesome match. So good win.
Dragunov.
Yeah, remember, this is the same guy who back in 2019, 2 years ago, was in the 5v5v5 Survivor Series and was eliminated first in under 2 minutes from the match start.
Also, too,
that's the old booking.
Mm-hmm. Also, too, I got to mention that when he came over to the main roster, he lost weight. I read somewhere that he wasn't asked to lose weight. He did on his own. So he was working.
Yeah, that's commitment.
On the crap. That's commitment.
That's commitment. He wants to look good for the. He changed because he figured, oh man, I better impress Vince McMahon. I see how Kevin Dunn treats people.
So as a fan, I enjoy it. As a promoter, even better. So yeah, that was a match we had going into that one. Very bold pick. Unfortunately, backfired on the one-man band on that one. But
that's fine.
But I love it because we got to do that sometimes. We all have to do that. I've done it. I know Ricard does it all the time. He's lucky.
I do it all the freaking. I don't know how I have so many points. But I'm sure the person who appreciates the most is the person who owns Office Depot, because my gosh.
Yeah.
Hey, look, come to my house. All right, let's get to the next matchup, which was a good one. It was SmackDown's Women's Championship, Liv Morgan versus Shayna Baszler. And let's see, who went first? I'm going to go first based on the list of how our predictions was. And on this one, it was Rick Hard that went first on this one. What do you think about this matchup?
Well, I'm glad I went Liv Morgan because...
Everyone except the randomizer picked Liv Morgan, by the way.
Yeah, I know. But this was the kind of win she needed. She looked impressive, while at the same time, it doesn't look like a fluke win. She actually looks like she held her own.
She had to.
Very well.
She had to.
There was a point where I'm pretty sure she actually put she started hitting submission holds onto Shayna Baszler in a nice little twist of rolls, though they sold it. Like Shayna doesn't look like a joke in this. It looked believable. The finish was fine, and it gave credibility to Liv Morgan as a champion in my eyes. And I want to say top notch. The match was deep. It gets a 3 out of 5, but that outfit Liv Morgan wore 10 out of 10 for me.
Thank goodness for playbacks on Peacock.
Yes.
I missed part of this match because I was in the middle of moving around. I was doing different things at that time. I had to go back and watch
100%, Lou. Go rewatch it.
I had to go rewatch this match. Only based on the moves you were saying there, Ricard. Based on that, I did go rewatch it that night.
And some moves, huh?
Yeah. All right. Any words on that, the woman band?
Well, Liv Morgan, pretty much, any outfit she wears is usually a 10 anyway. So that's no surprise there.
Hey, it's difficult. It's difficult to pull all white in my eyes, I think. Boy, she nailed it.
No. There's certain women that can pull off all white, no problem. So, and it sounds like I didn't get to see it, but it sounds like Liv Morgan did quite well. My favorite one of all time so far for her was the one that she looked like D-Generation X, that she had the DX colors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was very nice. Great.
All
right. Moving on to the next matchup, we had Edge and Rey Mysterio versus the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest.
Oh, we all know this is Jeffrey's match of the night. I mean, main event Jeff. Main event Jeff's match of the night solely because of the finish.
Wait, but wait.
Yeah.
I'm going to start off again. Like I said, I went first on this one when we were doing our predictions. And, again, I went with Edge and Rey Mysterio. I felt, again, I said it there, and I'm not going to go, and I'm going to say it again. Don't go against Edge on a pay-per-view. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you're going to do it, you're going to take a loss. And guess what happened? I picked Edge. Big Al picked Edge. And the wheel picked Edge, and we all picked up a point on that one. So yeah, it was a good match, and yeah, big surprise there on that one at the end. So let me ask my band, what was your take on this one then?
Well, number one, like what me and Rick Hart have said, like does Edge have like some kind of ultimatum against them or something? Like does he know something?
You're taking the words right out of my mouth. Apparently, whatever whatever footage Edge had of Vince McMahon banging his interns, apparently he's got footage on Triple H doing the same. Because, my gosh, it didn't even make sense for him to win on this one.
No, at all.
Why? Why? Why, if you're going to do that? All right, so, One Man Band, you can explain what happened after the match ended.
Yeah. No, I mean, from what I saw, Edge and Mysterio won, and then Dominic. I guess Dominic must have done something prior. I didn't see the show.
Dominic kicked Edge square in the nuts.
It was right after
I read about
kicked
that.
him. As he tried to calm Dominic down, Dominic hit his father with a lariat and left the ring alone as Judgment Day looked on laughing at him.
Here's what I don't get. He helped them win the match.
Right?
Like, what if you were going to turn on them?
Lose.
Why didn't you help Judgment Day? And not to mention, he joined Judgment Day afterwards. It's not like he turned on them and was like, yeah, I'm not joining the bad guys either. He joined them the very next night on Raw.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just help him win then and there?
He was dressed in all black. Yeah, it was.
Another one where the ending makes no sense compared to what was going on.
What is this? Is he just like, oh, he told Rhea Ripley, like, you got to do a little something, and I hope you guys win. And she said no. He's like, well, I'm still going to join, but you're not winning the match. Is that what happens?
I don't know, man, but it's...
now, do we...
Edge is undefeated on pay-per-view, and we've mentioned this already. It didn't make sense.
Do we file this under Triple H booking, or do we file this under the power of Edge and pay-per-views?
Oh no, this is the power of Edge. I don't know what deal Edge cut on his contract after 2021. He was like, look, I won the Royal Rumble, but I didn't win the title. I haven't won the title since. I'm gonna retire. My last year is I'm gonna be undefeated. Maybe that's what's going on here, because he hasn't lost, even in matches where he doesn't have to take the pin.
Yeah, that's true.
This is the second time Judgment Day's booking has been ruined.
Yeah.
Because Edge won't take the loss.
Yeah. How many times have you gone against Edge, Ricard?
At least 3 times, because I keep telling myself that the train's gonna end, but apparently the train doesn't hit its destination. It just keeps rolling. I'm like, what is this leading to?
So yeah,
I don't know, man.
Odd booking on that one. Tougher for prediction wise for us, but I don't know. I just felt they were going to win, but I didn't know it was going to happen that way. But there we go. All right. Now the next matchup: Seth Rollins versus Matt. Yes, Matt Riddle. This one. On this one, the one-man band was first on this one. We did our predictions. And what was your reasoning for that one, one-man band? You have picked Seth Rollins.
Yeah. Well, I was saying that Seth Rollins, in my opinion, has already gotten past the point of him, putting other people over. So I think that now he's getting. I think it's time that he's getting his runs back, because I feel like this time they want to book him strong for WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. So he had a good one this year where he wrestled Cody, but I think for this one now, like they want to establish him like a little bit stronger now. So for next year's WrestleMania, that he'll be a bigger part of the event. So that's more than what the reasoning as to why I think that. I think he's done putting people over, and they need more upper card folks now. So he's gonna start climbing back up.
Yeah, I remember you said that, and I was on the opposite end of it, because after you made that prediction, I was next, and I went with Matt Riddle. I thought it was Matt Riddle's time to come up, and Seth was just a stepping stone to it, but nope. Looks good for Seth Rollins on that matchup. So, alrighty, there we are. That would ruin my perfect score for this one.
Yes.
Somebody was happy.
You damn right I was happy.
Train was going perfectly fine, and someone got upset about it. And someone was very upset about that, me.
Shout out to my boy Seth Rollins, who I knew would win the match because when Cody comes back, he needs a legitimate heel.
Hey,
I kind of see the. I'm getting a foggy feeling of what this is leading up to. Hey. Cody comes back.
Oh yeah.
Wins the Rumble by eliminating Seth Rollins. Rollins challenges Cody, or Cody wants to fight Rollins before he fights Reigns at WrestleMania. Rollins says, "You're not getting a match unless you put that title shot on the line, that Royal Rumble title shot." Rollins gets a win over Rhodes because he never got a win over him one-on-one. Gets the title shot, and then Rhodes gets added back into the match, making it a triple threat.
Oh man, that'd be good.
But Rollins reminds everybody how the last time he was in a triple threat at WrestleMania with Reigns, he completed the heist of the century.
All right.
That's just how I kind of see it right now. So you got to give Rollins the credibility. No one, you can only lose so many times before people go, yeah, maybe this villain's more of a calendar man than a Joker.
All right, so let's go to the next matchup, which let's see on this one. Of course, it was our main event for the night. It was for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. Now, the first person who go first on this was Drew, and tell us, why'd you go with Roman Reigns on this one?
Wait, Drew McIntyre didn't make picks. It was one-man band.
Sorry,
Lou, what are you
not Drew.
about?
I have a D here. I meant like the one-man band.
Yeah. Okay. Well. So I was. I'll be honest with you. I was a little bit conflicted in this one because obviously, with Drew McIntyre being from Ayr, Scotland, which is not that far from where they were at, and they built this pay-per-view basically around Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with all the promos and such. I was kind of thinking to myself, man, they might actually pull it off. They might do it. But something told me that I said no.
You did a swerve on us on that one. That was a good one.
I said no. Roman's been the champ for 2 years now. I think they're honestly they're really trying to get to 1,000 days, or at least close to it, or at the very least to him to be the champ through WrestleMania, and then be done with that. You know, they could have easily pulled the Drew McIntyre beats Roman Reigns at Clash of the Castle, drops it the next night on Raw, but it just kind of would have killed the momentum in that sense. So I said no, Roman Reigns, just because of the whole. I think they're trying to get to 1,000 days. So
even with appearances of Karrion Kross in the front row, Tyson Fury in the front row, Austin Theory coming out to try to cash in.
That's the spot. That's the spot that won me over.
All right, so let's go with you, Ricard, because you had.
All right, let me give you
Drew McIntyre
the play-by-play. I picked Drew McIntyre, and I was convinced.
I wasted a lot of ink on that.
Oh my God, you shouldn't have. That was a for sure type of thing. I was for sure on it until the very end when that stupid wannabe Uso came out. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Picture this. You have the main event happening. Broken Dreams hits. They show a montage of McIntyre's road to stardom. All the way up to when he was the chosen one.
Yeah, man.
Then he comes out to his current theme, which is more fitting for the location, which is the bagpipes.
Mm-hmm.
He comes out, gets in the ring, everybody's feeling it. Reigns comes out and he's getting booed. He purposefully let the psychology show that it was getting to him. Mid-match, Reigns in a show, in the typical, how villains do monologues in movies where they basically lay out their plan or something, or they get full of themselves and they think they're infallible. In the classic story build of Pride Comes Before the Fall, mid-match, Reigns grabs a mic and starts telling the arena, "Acknowledge me." You're thinking to yourself, it's building up so that McIntyre could get a comeback. He hits the glass glow kiss on Reigns, sets up They do the count. He does the countdown the first time. Reigns rolls out. Eventually it gets to the point where Reigns takes a Claymore kick. They do a ref bump.
Whenever you see, what's his name again?
Theory. Yes. So here's something I always bring up when we're doing the group chat watching the show. I always say, "Oh, Charles Robinson's in this. Expect a ref bump, guys." For some reason, he's the go-to for the ref bump.
He is.
Now, but yeah. Also for those for the uninitiated, if you see Jessica Carr, she's the female refereeing an Edge match. Apparently, she's a big fan of his, so that's Edge is winning. That's the two trends I've noticed so far. Either way, ref bump. Austin Theory, A-Town hits. Oh my gosh! Here comes Austin Theory. He runs to the timekeeper.
Yes.
He's gonna cash in. Boom! Tyson Fury knocks Big Al out. I mean, Austin Theory. And basically, it's like, not in my country, boy. I'm like, yes!
Don't forget, don't forget the sign. Don't forget the sign.
What was the sign?
We riot.
We riot. If Drew loses, we riot. That was literally a sign. And if anybody knows about European soccer riots, like, they're a pretty big deal. But essentially, knockout from Tyson Fury. Charles Robinson gets back up, or rather, the referee that came out with Austin Theory for the cash-in comes out.
Yeah, what was that about?
He goes to count the pin. Gets pulled out by Solo Sikoa, who's in a hoodie, which screws over McIntyre. Like, how many people need to help Reigns retain? Seriously. It's bad enough Sami Zayn is pretending to be part of the family. Now you got another guy who's actually in it. He's got to chop down it's a good thing he came out with that sword. He's going to have to chop down the whole family tree at this rate. At some point, someone's going to get run over by Rikishi, and he's going to be like, I did it for Reigns. Call back to when he ran over Austin. Anyways, Solo Sikoa pulls out the ref. The crowd is booing him. Long story short, it's enough of a distraction for Reigns to get the win. Off a spear. Match ends. Reigns retains. The entire arena's mad. And then to close it out, Tyson Fury came out and sang a couple songs with Drew McIntyre.
And there was no riot, which was
and there was no riot.
It was karaoke night when it came.
You let me down. You let me down, Wales.
It became karaoke night.
Yeah.
That was the right. That's the right.
Oh my God!
Yeah, singing "American Pie" by Don McLean. That's the go-to. I would have accepted it. I was like,
overall, what was your take on this?
Okay, damn, you cut me off. Fine, I'll say it as a closer. My take on it, a long time ago when I used to write columns for wrestling forums. They told me it's not about someone very famously told me it's not about the ending of a match that determines whether it's bad booking. It's the follow through, how they follow this through, what this goes on. That's how we'll be able to look back on this and say whether it was a good decision. In the moment, I don't agree with it. Maybe 2 months from now, when I look back and I'll say, you know what, this led to a bigger moment. I can't be the judge on it. Overall, I like the show. You can't judge a painting until it's finished. So let's see how Reigns' title reign ends before we say whether or not it should have ended tonight. That's my take.
And one man band?
I would say it was a good show overall from what I saw in the predictions, or rather the post reviews, that it was a good show. UK always puts on some very good shows. The crowd's always very, very charged. So it was nice. It was nice to have a different change of pace. It was nice to see that some other stars could have won. That they built this illusion that, like, hey, this guy might come away with the title, or this person might, that was a good stopgap. So yeah, I give it a solid. I would say I would say from out of a 5, a solid 3.75.
Oh, right. I didn't give a rating. Out of the 3 shows we saw, I would say this one was easily the number 1 event of the weekend.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
Well, for me, it was an excellent 11. No, sorry. Was it 11, right?
11?
No. Or is it 12? How many points do I have?
At this show?
Yes.
5.
No.
5 out of 5. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The other one. We're not going to spoil. No spoilers, Lou. We'll cover that later.
All right. We'll get to that back. We have more to recap.
That said, WWE, if you're going to make sure that the people from the hometown don't win or close to it don't win, you can't end the night on singing. I say end the night on Liv Morgan giving a striptease. That would have sent everybody home.